Alright guys, welcome to the first installment of Furby's Kitchen. My name is Shane Furbey, courtesy of Devin Sheffield and Digital Blender. Thanks for having me on the show today. Today I'm going to show you something really quick and easy to do to repurpose any type of chicken or any type of broth that you want to make in your house yourself. Today we're going to be making a very simple chicken stock. Now the difference between chicken stock and chicken broth is that chicken stock actually has bones. You're going to get more of the mouthfeel, more gelatinous, more of a mouthfeel in the actual chicken stock itself, whereas a broth is going to be thinner, only made with meat and byproduct or actually the skin itself. So here what I have is I just have some organic chicken thighs that I've gone ahead and had boneless. I went ahead and just made them completely boneless. I have one chicken thigh. I'm going to show you a very easy, quick way to debone your chicken thighs. And then we're going to put in our pot here, which I have a little bit of mirepoix, all the scraps for our vegetables. So just get started on chicken thighs. I'm going to trim all the unnecessary excess fat and skin on the outside of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just make the first incision here. Okay. All the extra fat on the outside. I do want to keep the skins on because I have a recipe for this chicken itself. So I want a really nice crispy skin, so I'm leaving the skin on. Other recipes, you can exclude the skin and put it in your stock if you want to as well. So going along the bone, I want to go parallel with the bone itself, just making an incision down to the bone. So you just want to get down to it. When you feel your knife along the bone, you just take it all the way down, and then I go on the other side. On the other side, I just go along the bone, and I get it. Just a nice little slit or insert in the bottom of it. I take my knife, put it underneath the bone, slide it out, okay? And as I pull the chicken bone down, I'm gonna use my knife to just make sure I don't take off too much of the meat itself. I'll just reserve it more on the chicken thigh. It's still gonna give any meat that you leave on the bone is gonna give your stock or broth a really amazing flavor. I'm gonna go on, there's gonna be some tendons in here, just cut along the bottom of the chicken itself, okay? To get it nice and cleaned up. Okay, that's gonna go in my pot with all the other chicken bones and the mirepoix we have ourselves. Along with the skin, it is gonna add a little more fat, but it's gonna add flavor for you as well. Okay, other little veins, I'm just gonna very simply devein the chicken by just going through and just cutting off some of the excess veins. It's just not appealing for me, bad flavor, but it's great to go in your stock as well. So, almost finished up cleaning this guy right here. Just gonna take off that little bit of excess fat and blood on the outside of the chicken. Now I'm using a very sanitary surface. Make sure you never cross-contaminate your chicken and any other vegetables. So I'm gonna keep this on a clean surface, sanitize, and then we'll get to our vegetable prep. Okay, this chicken thigh looks pretty good for the most part. I'm gonna roll this up and put this back with our others. We'll get that refrigerated. All right guys, now the building blocks of any main kitchen, especially in traditional French culinary, is gonna be your mirepoix. Very simply, onions, carrots, and celery, okay? This is your base block. This is where you're gonna get your aromatics and all your basic flavors for the majority of all your stocks, soups, and broths that you're gonna make. Very quick, easy way. We're gonna do a rough chop on this onion. Very easy way to dice an onion, guys. After you peel your onion, you wanna go and look at the root itself. Never look at the flower part where the layers are. You always wanna go from the root so you can make an exact, even cut right down the middle, okay? And the onion will stay together. Okay, we're gonna do a large dice on this, okay? So a very easy way is you want to take your onion, lay it down flat on the surface so it's just not rolling, okay? And we're gonna go along, okay? So this is gonna be a larger dice, a rough dice, so to say, for our mirepoix. Okay, so I'm gonna make a couple incisions on the top and then one incision right in the middle. Be careful of your fingers when you do that. Okay, and then we come down and try to keep it as even as possible. Okay, and what we're left with is a beautiful, like, large dice on the onion itself. The root, just because we are making a soup or stock, that can go directly into our pot as well. So I'm gonna take our onions right here. Yeah, sometimes, I don't use the onion skins. I know a lot of chefs that I've worked in a lot of different restaurants, and we save all the scraps. We save all the insides of the tomatoes, all the outer layers of the garlic, even the skin from the onions, or all the shavings from our, when I peeled the carrots, I'm gonna put the carrot peelings in there, all the tops of the celery. You still get amazing flavor from that stuff, okay? And we're gonna be boiling this, so we're gonna be skimming it as well, okay? So our onions, that's one whole onion that's gonna go into the pot. And do one more. Very quickly. Beautiful. Like I said, very rough chop on these because it is just going into our stock base. And I'm just using regular yellow onions. All right, the rest of our mirepoix is going in. Okay, I have a little bit of our celery, roughly about like 6 stalks, and I have another about 6 carrots that I'm gonna put right on top. We get a little shot of this, guys. This is our pot. At the base, we're gonna have our chicken bones that we've already deboned of all our chicken with all the extra scraps, as I mentioned. Meat, excess skin and all the fat and trimmings and all the veins. Just go ahead and throw it in there. It's gonna add tremendous flavor. All of our mirepoix, onion, celery, and garlic's going in there. The last little touch that I like to do, guys, is just a little bit of fresh garlic. I don't even go crazy on my garlic. I just go ahead and grab about like 3 or 4 cloves. I got about 4 cloves right here. Even along with the skins, I know it sounds crazy, but like I said, we're making a stock and there's still flavor in those skins as well. I just take a very, very light, quick press on the garlic.
You're crazy.
Just want to crush it, just smash it. Don't cut yourself, but you want to press the garlic. Get the oil out there. The oil in the garlic is what gives you all that tremendous flavor. If you just slice the garlic, you're not gonna get nearly as much flavor out of that, okay? Boom, straight into the pot. Now guys, here in Las Vegas, we are cooking. We don't have the best water supply. Our water is actually very hard. I make sure I make all my stocks and all my stock bases with a little bit of purified water. So, I got some purified water. We're gonna go ahead and just fill this up all the way to the top. I wanna make sure, okay, that the water is actually above all the vegetables, okay? And we're gonna put this on a medium heat, medium high heat until we get it to a boil. After it gets to a boil, we reduce it to a simmer, and we're gonna let it go for about 3.5 to 4 hours, skimming appropriately too, to get all that stuff on the top. All right, guys, we're going to the stove. Like I said, get that on my front burner. Beautiful. Get that on medium. You don't necessarily have to set a timer. Just keep in mind what time it is right now. I'm gonna keep a good eye on it. Skimming about every 30 minutes, go in there and there's gonna be a nice little broth. I'll show you how we get that done. So guys, at this point, my chicken stock, it's come to a boil. I'm gonna reduce it down to a simmer. But as you can tell, there's gonna be some foam that's gonna start to accumulate. As we cook it, this foam is gonna continuously, these are kind of the impurities that are in the stock that we're gonna slowly skim off. So I just want you to take your ladle, or whatever you have, and just push it up against slightly the side. You're gonna remove some of the liquid as well. Just try to reserve and just try to grab as much. But as you can see, all that stuff is the impurities that we wanna be taking out of our stock. So as I skim, this is something you wanna be doing, like I said, throughout the whole entire cooking process. Okay, I'm also have a little bit of other herbs and flavoring ingredients I'm gonna be putting in here. This particular chicken stock, I wanna do an Asian style, Asian inspired. So we're actually gonna be putting a little bit of sesame oil, a little bit of soy, a little bit of maple, which is ground chilies, along with some other herbs and spices that we're gonna add in here as well. So let me just finish skimming this up and we're gonna go ahead and give it a little boost in flavor here. Spice up our stock with, first thing we're gonna be doing is some soy sauce. I just have regular soy sauce. This is gonna be maple, Asian condiment, very cheap, very similar to sriracha. It's just ground chili. Here we have a little bit of sesame oil, okay? It's gonna be roughly about 1 ounce. All these cups are about 2 ounces. Fresh peppercorns, thyme, straight out of Devo's garden, and a little bit of crushed red pepper as well. We're gonna be adding into our stock to boost up that flavor, give a little bit of that Asian spice to finish it up. This has such a great aromatic thing. I do like to finish some of my Asian stocks with sesame oil. It just adds a beautiful, robust, nutty finish to any stocks. Traditional stocks, you always want to add a little bit of dried black peppercorns. Just leave those whole because we are going to be straining everything. The thyme is going to add a nice little earthiness that we're going to really get nice aromatics from. And then boom, I like to just spice it up, a little bit more crushed red pepper to finish it up. So let me give this a nice stir. And as I said, we're gonna keep on going. We'll bring it back up to a simmer and we'll just be stirring and skimming throughout the whole entire time. But I can tell you now, it is smelling bomb. When we're finished, guys, your product is gonna look a little bit like this. So I'm gonna double strain all my product. And this is how I store my chicken stock, in deli containers. Make sure you date everything so that way you know exactly when you made it, keeps it fresh, and you can rotate your old stuff out and always be using, and always, first in, first out. Keep that philosophy. This chicken stock I made actually on 418, been in my freezer, but we're gonna make a couple of really nice dishes with that today. Guys, thanks again for coming in, checking out my chicken stock video, first installment, plenty more videos to come. Once again, my name is Shane Furbey. Thanks for coming in Furby's Kitchen. Please subscribe to Cook, Garden, and Life. We have tons of different beneficial videos that you're gonna definitely love. We'll see you again soon.